played in Denver, you played in Los Angeles, you played in Oklahoma City. And there's been a good deal of moving involved with each of those moves, right? Like you had to relocate from New York to Denver, and then from Denver to LA, and then from LA to OKC, and now from OKC to Atlanta. I'm just curious how this year moving in the middle of a pandemic has been different from moving in previous seasons from market to market.
Thank you for the Thanksgiving, and to you too. Unfortunately, my family was in Italy, so I was just by myself with my wife. But thank you. I think that moving, everything that is going on in the pandemic is just different. From the bubble to the moving to the free agency, everything is just different. It's not like it used to be before the pandemic. So I think that in any situation, the NBA was able to set up everything in a perfect way, and so it's just being different, like from coming to a new city, getting settled with the house, getting settled with the team, all the rules that we need to go and the protocols that we need to go through before we go and coming to the gym every day. It's just a different process, and it's a daily different process. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allison Mastrangelo with WSB.
Hey, welcome to Atlanta. It's kind of sticking with that theme a little bit. I was more so curious, this is the sixth team that you've been with. So throughout your career and the transitions that you've made, have you learned anything about yourself on how you're able to kind of adapt and adjust into new teams so quickly with your teammates, even though this year is so different?
Yeah. Well, I've been moving from like city to city to different teams since I was a little kid. So the moving part and changing teammates every year is something it hasn't been new to me. The way that I think that the way that I see, that I view life, that I view basketball, and the way that I approach my team is always the same. That helps tremendously with me fitting in a new team every year, with almost every year, or with new teammates every year. So I'm a very unselfish guy by nature, and so I think that's the main thing, the thing that helps the most when you're trying to get in a new team.
Paul Newberry with the AP.
Hey, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
A couple things. What specifically excited you when you saw the Hawks? Obviously, they've got a lot of great young talent and Trae Young. What specifically stood out to you about coming here, and also just what do you think? You have any idea what your role might be? Obviously, you're joining a team, play some positions where they have guys that played a lot last year. What's your thoughts on what your role is going to be here?
Well, the exciting thing was just talking to my agent. The excitement that there was on the Hawks side towards me was great, and that's the thing that excited me the most. Knowing that everybody from the owner to the GM to the coach to the teammates, everybody was excited to have me here was enough to get me excited. So. And then, my role here, I just got to be, myself, bring in the work every day and just play the way that I know how to play, and the stuff that I've been doing for all my career, just got to do it here in the same way. And especially something that I've been enjoying a lot in my last few years, which have been very successful with a very young group of guys. And so, being able to, help these young guys develop has been something that, especially in the last 2 seasons, I've been doing a lot, and something that I really enjoy. And so, leadership, winning mentality, all this kind of stuff that I've been bringing to everything that I play with.
Our next question is from Italy. I believe it's David or David.
It's Davide. Thank you very much. You almost got it.
Sorry.
Hi, nice to see you via Zoom. I hope everything is right with you and Eleonora. What about your first impressions with the Hawks now that you have sort of started training with them and moved to Atlanta?
Ciao Davide, the right pronunciation. Nice to see you. The first thing that you can feel is definitely the excitement and the focus. Everybody's been working out. Everybody is working out and being very focused on what they have to bring to the team, what their role is into the team. And so I think that the focus and the excitement are two things that I wanted to see and I've been seeing every day.
Grazie.
Prego.
My apologies, Davide. Next question from Greece, and I believe it's Christos.
Hello, Danilo. How are you? Welcome to Atlanta. I would like to ask you, what are the expectations from you about next season? And this team has a great players like Rajon Rondo, Trae Young, and also Clint Capella. How excited you are to collaborate with these guys and go to the playoffs, of course?
Christos, ευχαριστώ, τι κάνεις?
Hola, Kala. You?
Καλά. I think that we have a great mix between the young players who are very talented and veterans that are talented, and they're great leaders, and they've been great players in their career. And so I think that when you combine, especially in the NBA nowadays, that mix, a lot of good things can happen, and that's the thing that I'm most excited about.
Next question from Alec McQuaid from WXIA.
Hey, appreciate you doing this. I was just curious, you've been in the league a long time, obviously. How is your perception of how the Hawks have been building throughout this time? How have you perceived those? And what was kind of a moment when they captured your attention with a move they made?
I think they did an amazing job in this free agency. They were able, between, everybody from Travis to everybody that is in his team, to build the team that they were able to build this year. Is like I said, when I talked to Travis, the excitement and the focus and the willing to go into the postseason and winning, I think is something that definitely caught my attention, and so that's one of the main reasons why I'm here.
Kevin Chouinard with Hawks.com. All right. We will move on to Jamila Johnson with ATLHawksFans.com.
Welcome to Atlanta. So my question for you is, you obviously have a lot of experience playing basketball and whatnot. At this stage in your life or in your career, are there things that you still want to learn? Are there things that you're still working on as far as improving your game? Do you have any set goals personally for yourself?
The only goal that I have for myself is win as many games as possible, and it's a team goal. I don't have any particular individual goals. I've been doing what I've been doing all my career consistently, year in and year out. So my only goal is just to take this team to the postseason, and then not just that, we need to do some damage once we get to the postseason. So individually, the things that I've been working on is just especially at my age, I think it's very important to work on my body, and that's something that I've been focusing on the last few years more than in the past when I came into the league. And that's something that I wish I knew how to handle my body better when I first came into the league. But it's a daily routine and work that I do every day for me to be ready to play a lot of minutes every night.
Back to Sarah.
I remember talking to Clint Capella, and he mentioned there's that winning mindset. He's a guy with a lot of postseason experience, and he mentioned he wanted to bring a winning mindset to some of the younger guys. I was just wondering, how do you convey that to guys who, you know, don't have as much experience or haven't won at a high level yet? What do you tell them about what it takes in order to get to the postseason, in order to do some damage in the postseason, like you say?
I think is a daily, is not something that, you know, is a work that we need to do as veterans every day. It's not going to take 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. It could take 2 months, but it's something that the young guys are going to get. They're going to get it. Things that, you know, is easy. I'm thinking about, you know, simple stuff like you can, like when you lose a game, you can't just take it and just say, oh, we lost the game, whatever, on to the next one. No, like that loss, you need to analyze it, understand why, and make sure you don't do the same mistakes and take a step forward every game. Every game you need to get better. You can't take any steps back. And you know, you can't be cool with not winning or losing games. We step onto the court to win games, and that's the ultimate goal. So,
thank you.
Dwayne Rankin from the Arizona Republic.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I wanted to ask about, obviously, I'm doing a story on Chris Paul, and you played with Chris last year in OKC. What are things that what was the biggest impact he made on you guys last year? And just give me an example of something that he did personally, either with you or that you noticed that made you go, wow, this is why he's considered this kind of player or this kind of person.
Well, I think that Chris is a great leader. He was a very vocal leader, not just vocal, but he was doing stuff on the court and every day in practice to show, not just to talk about it, but show everybody what needs to be done to win. And so he was a great leader in that. He's very vocal. He loves basketball. He can talk and watch basketball all day, which I cannot do. Once I'm done with basketball, I go home. I do everything but basketball. But it's just a different approach, you know, in life in general. But you know, Chris is amazing in that way, and also I think he's just a second coach on the court. He's very smart, and so you don't approach the game just to play basketball, but you actually analyze offensively and defensively every aspect.
Thank you.
Back to Chris Kirschner.
A few days ago, Travis said that he made it clear to you when you signed that you were signing up for a backup role. Is that correct? And if so, why was that appealing to you?
It's correct. And the most one of the things that I said before that excite me is it was that, you know, the young guys that we got are very, very good, very talented, and I do believe in the young guys that we got. And so if I didn't believe in the young guys that we got, I wouldn't have picked ATL. But I really, like I said, I really believe in the group that we got. And my focus has always been, since I started playing basketball, is winning. And so whatever the team or the coach wants me to do or needs me to do to win, that's what I'll do. And so that's the only the focus and the only way that I see playing basketball.
Raphael Haynes.
In OKC, it seemed like the team was similar to what you all have now as far as the mix of vets and then the young personnel who hadn't made it to the postseason. What did you learn from that experience that you could bring to the Hawks and, I guess, teach them or, you know, explain to them how to win and how to deal with trying to make it to that next level?
I think that I was, in the last few years, even when I was in LA, was the first year of Shea, for example. It's just amazing when you are a veteran and you speak a lot to these young players and you teach them a lot of things. It's amazing to me the way that they are able to translate that on the court, and they just listen and do what you say, and you see them improving game by game. And for example, if you see Shea when he was in LA and the season that he played last year, he made some amazing steps forward. So I think is a part of basketball and a part of my job that excites